while I'm up and I don't look like a ghost, I want to have a conversation. So, Queen TT, where is it going? Queen TT is going to start expanding into schools. So, I want to find spaces where I can touch down. That kind of was my plan before the pandemic happened, and evolving into a space where I am present in the schools and I go in and talk about some of the topics that are important to our kids and what we know that they need today, be it anything from finance to the heavy topics that are approved by parents and by the school. So I've been working on the curriculum, what exactly I can do within school hours, because I do have a full-time job. But even in utilizing the school space to host something there over the weekend, host something there after school, for whatever that space looks like. What I really want to do is move into the space where those things that were offered when I was a kid and growing up, like in the 80s, that taught us about soft skills. Soft skills are so important in that they teach us how to treat people, even in spaces where there was one thing that I was a part of, and it was called Simba, and in that it was for African American kids. It taught us about our culture, but in that space it also taught us about principles and values and things like that, right? So if I'm a Christian or a Muslim or a Buddhist, any type of Catholic, any of the religions generally teach the same type of morals and principles and values, right? Because something like thou shalt not murder, that is something that stretches across just humanity, right? So those are the things that were taught in the particular program that I was in, and it made us, I believe it made our group, we're still sticking together. We can still call on each other for things. When I look out and even just scroll on social media, I see people that I'm proud of. I see people that made it when we were not supposed to make it. And not only did we make it, we are killing the game in a lot of areas, be it in your heart or your pocket or the stellar mom or the stellar dad. And a lot of us have created opportunities to give back, and not for the money. We give back because we want to, and it's just a passion in our heart because it's what was invested in us, right? So I was thinking about it, and I'm like, that has to be the things that contributed, like me being able to go to Camila's house and see such culture in her home, and them extending and opening homes and being in education and just being available to welcome in all the kids and care about us. You know, that mattered, because if you didn't have that type of structure at home, it was in your life. It was a part of your village that you had access to, right? Being able to go to my sister Regina's house and seeing her Christian parents were, you know, Granny was super Christian, like super Christian, for real, in the real way. And then Papa was, you know, like regular in the middle, but totally in love with her. Totally, the dynamic was there of the perfect marriage, and I was able to then have a dad, right? Being able to go into Miss Fuquay's classroom and talk to her about things that may not exactly be something that you thought you can talk to an adult about, but because she was there and lived real life, they actually cared and wanted the best of us. I want to be a part of what that means in the community. And since it was planted in me, I believe that's why most of us have such a strong desire to do those things, even if not for a nonprofit. Your kids' football team, at their school, the cheerleaders, whatever it is, most of us have that giving space in us. And I really want to channel that because it mattered, and it had to matter, because when I look around, I honestly can't say that there's somebody that I look at from my group and think, oh, I wish she would have did better. I can't, because I'm super proud of each of us. Our journeys were different, and that's what we have to offer. As I build out Queen TT, I want those people admired, and I want our names to be the ones that go into the next generation, because that is our responsibility. I want to pull them in to going to the schools with me and sharing what they have to share, be it I traveled down this road and now I'm back, or I did it perfectly and it turned out like this, because there are a lot of things that I did according to the book, and did them in that order, and it didn't necessarily turn out the way that I thought that it should. But because of how I grew up, I also had a really good balance with, you do it this way because you're supposed to, and if everything turns out right and all the stars and moon and it aligns, it will go that way. But here, let me teach you resilience. Let me teach you something that's not owed to you. Let me teach you that there are many people in different walks of life that are competing for that same thing that you're going for. So you're not going to get every yes. How to act when you don't get the yes. How to not have the behavior of, oh, I suffer so you can suffer too. Making something easier for somebody else. Learning when to be mindful of your words. All of these things are things that I'm not really seeing in this generation, and a couple of generations back also, because it's just become so spread to kind of do whatever you want to, and it's all about you until it affects you, and then you want everybody to care. But I thought the rule was you only care about yourself. So if I only care about myself, if I hurt you, it's not the rule. The rule is I don't care about myself, right? We need to do something to remove these barriers, and I feel like if more of us were actually in the community and being actively involved, or coming on my show or somebody's show that works with nonprofits, I again, the same way I feel about the D9 life, as long as you are out there and you doing what you're doing, my heart smiles just the same. But if more of us were in the community, showing them you can have a house, you can have a nice car, you can have a nice career, you can build together. Everything is not social media. You can have real dreams. You can come. If there was hope in their faith, and there was real life examples in their faith, like we had in our faith, my heart is just telling me that that's how it would be better. So I know that I am being charged with getting out. In speaking in those environments, I'm quite comfortable. It's going to be very similar to when I'm sitting behind a camera. Imagine how I'm going to be in their faces when I'm talking about different topics, but I won't handle that alone. I will pull in the person that can tell that story with pride and, not a basket case like me about certain things, but I'll pull in help. I want our kids to see there's hope. I want our kids to see there's a better way. I want our kids to see what happened to us because of what was planted in us, and that we watered it, and that we respected it, and that we believed in it, and we embodied it. It became who we are. That's where I'm going with Queen Titi. I hope that you will subscribe and join me along the way. Obviously, I'm not going to record in the classrooms. Maybe I'll do clips or something, a special segment where I ask permission in that special segment, but I really want it to be a space where kids are completely comfortable, much like when I do my meeting with the DivinedPurpose girls. I record the calls for legal reasons for Zoom, but they'll Okay. I just want to pop in and tell you guys what I am doing. I am out of March, so I'm feeling a lot better. March is not the best month for me. But that is it. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope you're staying safe and preparing for the prom. Parents and those who can contribute to what my goal is, I am going to actually have an intake form where I send it out and request people, and then also you can send it in to me. If you are somebody that wants to be interviewed or you're interested in doing the road show type of project with me, I think that that would be a good idea so that our kids can see it. But that is it. So, what am I going to say? Goodbye, butterflies. Goodbye. Goodbye, butterflies. Goodbye. Goodbye. Good night. Y'all know I ain't going to sleep. I got insomnia. My brain is going now. I'm excited. Get it.